Hi everyone, Saki here. Today I'm going to show you how to use the XENIA emulator in order to run Tetris Grandmaster Ace both with your keyboard and without any audio glitches. I told myself that since I patched the game to support the English language now was quite the convenient moment in order to help more people get the most optimal experience out of it. In order to play Tetris Grandmaster Ace on XENIA, you need to rip your own copy of the game, which shouldn't be very complicated as it's a digital game, which means that it's as simple as installing it on an external hard drive from your Xbox 360. The XENIA release I recommend you take is the latest Canary version, as the master builds are quite behind and do not seem to support the option that fixes the audio in this game. Without that option, the game's audio starts crackling, which is not the best way of experiencing the game. So take the Canary release from the project's website, either on their GitHub page or on xenia.jp, extract it somewhere, and then launch it. After you launch it, it should generate a configuration file, either in your Documents folder or directly where you download XENIA. You want to open that config file, and you want to go to one of the first lines that's going to say APU. And here you should have an option that's going to say use new decoder equals to false. Set that value to true, and the game's sound isn't going to be broken any longer. The next thing you want to do is to look up for WinKey inside of the file, and normally you should arrive at the area where you can bind your inputs for keyboard. If you have a controller, it works by default with a PlayStation 4 controller or an X input type controller. But if you want to play with a keyboard, you probably want to customize the bindings, and that can only be done through that configuration file. The way it works is pretty simple, honestly. If you want to bind any of the normal keys, so either a number or a letter of the alphabet, you write it where it says keybond stuff, and that's going to work. If you want to bind something like the left shift key, or the space bar, or one of your arrows, or even the numpad, you will have to use what's called virtual keys. The Microsoft website has a pretty extensive section about that. All you need to do is type the hexadecimal code of the key that you want to bind, and then it's going to work. After you manage to set that up, make sure that you put the keyboard user index to 1, so that it's the player 1 that's going to have those bindings, and you're good in order to get the game running. If you want to apply the English patch to it, you can either use the game's default version or update the game yourself and then apply the English patch on top of it. In both cases, at the end of the process, you're going to have a 1.0.3 version of the game with support for the ARS2 rotation, which is the most faithful you can get to the old school TGM titles such as Tetris the Absolute, and you will have the force unlock applied by default, which means that all of the game modes are going to be available immediately. And that's all you need to know. I will now show some gameplay of my English patched version of the game. I'm going to mainly check the options, since that's where most of the translation is located. I had to use XENIA to record, so I couldn't really show the Xbox Live related features, but hopefully someone will test it out for me someday. Thank you for watching, and let me know if there's any glitch with my English patch in case you try it out, or if the XENIA configuration gives you trouble. See you next time!
Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Ready, go. Ready, go. Ready, go.